Amaranth walked with Basilisk with the veil in her true form. As they were walking, Basilisk asked, "So, how do you even know what Netflix is, let alone such an archaic meme phrase?" he asked. Amaranth craned her head towards him. "Well, when I got a look at your memories, I saw that Netflix was the primary item for nightly movie watching. I even have a movie in mind that you hadn't watched," she said, as she smiled with a look in her eyes that Basilisk couldn't place. Basilisk eyed the dragon goddess for a moment before asking, "You alright? Is there something on my face? You keep peeking over your wings at me while trying to look like you want. Also, what movie did you have in mind?" Amaranth sniggered behind her wing as she eyed Basilisk. "Oh, it was a super popular movie back when it first released. It is a movie about colours, apparently," she said, as she thought. "Oh, he's so dense, it's adorable." Basilisk pondered on it for a while before giving up. There were literally millions of movies she could be talking about, so rather than keep prying into what she clearly wanted to be a surprise, he changed the subject. "So, how are you liking my people in my universe?" he said. Amaranth lowered her wing and looked at him. "Your people? Well, they're pretty great, but I haven't really seen anyone with the air that you have. None of the others of your race seem to have anywhere near your level of competence. Then there is the whole council thing. They were displaying levels of incompetence that were able to make you frustrated. So far, I don't really understand how such a badass was produced by such a half-baked universe, honestly." Basilisk stopped and stared at her for a moment. "Well, I mean, nobody else has really had literally millions of years to grow into themselves. I think the oldest living human aside from me is only just under 1,100 years old. I put him on guard duty. As for the council, well, yeah, they were different. I don't know how they've not got any cyber attacks in their collective histories at all. But I guess you won't typically learn how to solve a problem until you're being faced with said problem most of the time." Amaranth stared at him for a moment before looking back ahead. "I will also never understand how you can just put yourself into the mindsets of others at the drop of a hat like that. Even after witnessing your memories in full, I still cannot grasp your mind. I have a deep respect for you, Basilisk, one that cannot be expressed through normal means. I will show you what I mean soon," she said, as she morphed back to her human form and waved away the air in front of her, exposing a rift onto Earth itself. Basilisk walked out onto the rolling plains of the man-made island, conqueror of all things, which had been dedicated to Basilisk after he pushed back the Azerian hordes that had made landfall throughout Stoll. He looked ahead at the monuments to his great deeds and sighed as he thought, "Been a long time since I've had to see these things, they're so embarrassing." They walked out of the plains and into his imperial garden that was littered with statues of himself, in incredibly embarrassing poses. One of him wielding his fiery sword and pointing at an Azerian general as he prepared to leap at it. Some depicted his great battles with him cutting swaths through the hordes of Azerian landing troops. One even showed him blocking an assault from a dozen Azerians while protecting a single girl with her teddy as she was being loaded into a ship. That last statue was the only one that he was truly proud of. Amaranth was studying all of the statues in great detail as they walked past, smiling to herself the whole way. "I guess I underestimated humans. They at the very least know how to make some fantastic art. Look at the detail on your chest. They got each and every rippling muscle. Wait, this last one, I remember seeing this one in your memories. Isn't that Catherine?" Basilisk just looked back and smiled, before turning back to the stairs that led to nowhere. He reached out and pressed a button that decloaked a palace that would have had a special place in the hearts of any arch-villains. The doors themselves were blackened in scorched steel, with heavy knockers in the form of a closed fist. Once they opened the doors, they were greeted by a couple of incredibly surprised guards. "Lord Basilisk, it's such an honor. I heard that you never visited this palace because you were always on the front. I can't believe I get to meet you. My name is Atticus, and this oaf over here is Agus," he said. Agus was about to speak when Amaranth entered from behind Basilisk. Then he got a happy look in his eyes. Basilisk nodded to the two guards and shook their hands. "It's very nice to meet you two. I have a guest, however, so I'll have to cut this meeting a little short," he said, as he walked back up the stairs with Amaranth in tow. Atticus was almost literally vibrating with excitement, while waiting for Basilisk to leave as he looked over to Agus, only to see that he had a slight grin on his face, but that was it. "Agus, what's wrong? We literally just met the Emperor. Be a little more happy. These gloves are literally going to be family heirlooms now. You could sell yours and get a mansion." Agus smiled wider. "Atticus, we were literally the first to bear witness to the truth of the rumours going around right now. She wasn't human, Atticus, she was a goddess. Atticus, Basilisk is a true god after all. The cults weren't wrong in the end, my father was right," he said, as he began to laugh maniacally. Ah, hello there. This is Norman Beige here. I'm just covering for my friend Net Narrator to bring you this advertisement. He apologizes for not doing this part himself as he got arrested for exposing himself at the zoo, so I'm covering today. He tells me that all the sexy stuff in this story can be accessed by patrons at the Space Commando tier, which is only £5 a month, along with other naughty things the police haven't discovered yet. Did I mention my name is Norman Beige?